Maurice Nicoll, Psychological Commentary, Volume 2, based on his work with Gurdjieff. This group was conducted in Birdlip, January 7, 1945. This is entitled Commentary on Memory. This is Part 7. The present feelings and thoughts you have are mechanical and based on your mechanical memory. Like everyone else, you take all for granted. The trouble is that you think it is right. So the memory of your habits, of thought, of opinion, of feeling make you go forward in life, and it's changing events always in exactly the same way. You see neither the idea of self-remembering nor the idea of continual mechanical making of internal accounts. You do not see your negative attitudes or your negative emotions or your definite forms of identifying. You see neither the fact that you have many different eyes, nor the fact that you are a definite psychological machine, always reacting in the same way. What an extraordinary thing it is to realize this machine in oneself, in which one sits passively and which drives one through life by itself. It is very good news to hear that there are forces which we can make contact that can alter and ultimately transform this machine that we take as ourselves. Now, every moment of consciousness, every moment of insight, through self-observation and in light of the work, every sudden moment of seeing what a fool one is in different ways, not only alters the future, but alters the past. It begins to rearrange the memory of the past in a different way, that is, in a way that corresponds to the internal memory where things are rightly arranged in value, in scale, in importance. Have you ever thought how you act on such very small truths and are nothing more than opinions as a rule? Have you ever thought that you are acting on very small truths that are nothing more than opinions as a rule, and how little attention you pay to the truths that this work teaches, which are of quite a different order? We always have amongst us the problem of the person who feels that he or she has done his or her duty. This is, of course, a self-complacency, or call it what you like. But when such people meet the work, it is useless to fall back on all that kind of memory. The work is something new, and no matter what you have suffered in the past, or what distinctions you have gained, or what efforts you have made, or what life rewards you have obtained, or in fact whatever you are, this work is a new starting point and is quite about something different, a second education that refers to our real meaning on this planet. As you have heard, no one can interpret life in terms of itself. Life taken in terms of itself is meaningless. Think what this means. Do you believe it? Can you see life in a more whole way? Perhaps you have been personally lucky, but you can see the whole matter more deeply. Can you find any sense in life taken in terms of itself? Certainly, people often do not realize their own unhappiness. But I'm not talking of this. I'm talking from the work idea, namely that man is asleep and that everything that happens inevitably is in consequence. If you think about this deeply enough, can you really say that you can interpret life in terms of itself? The work says that everyone who has magnetic center already knows, perhaps without knowing it, that life cannot be explained, cannot be interpreted in terms of itself. There must be something else added to life to give it right meaning, and here the work comes in with its own ideas of life on this earth and what man has to do with life, his life. Only when he gets another kind of knowledge about his meaning on this earth can life become a means of work that is a teacher. Life is not the teacher, but the work is the teacher in relation to what happens on the earth. This is good news. This enables us to take life as a means and not as an end. So all our troubles, all our tribulations, all the continual disharmony of everything begins to have a new meaning. Is every unpleasant event going to make us negative? Is every crisis going to make us identified? Is every trouble going to make us increase our internal accounts? Is every feature of life going to drag us down? Is every difficulty going to make us lose force? Do we expect life to always be as we wish? Or is there an entirely different range of ideas and work that can eventually meet all these different situations that mechanical life creates every moment? We have to make a boat in which we can sit and not be swamped. We have to make oars and also a rudder. Or to take another illustration, we have to make a raft to cross a very difficult stream. But we cannot make either a boat or the raft. We have to find one that is made for us and get to it. Conscious humanity has always worked on mechanical humanity and has given boats, rafts, arcs in which to cross. If you feel this work enough, if you really want something to carry you through life, then you have already something made for this purpose. Getting into this boat or raft or ark depends on creating a new memory. If you can remember this work, if, for example, you can remember not to be negative when it is very easy to be, you are getting into this vessel and you will find it supports you from continual drowning, which takes place every day. Work memory is very different from life memory. I remember Gurdjieff saying one night, remember, 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 remember why you are in the work. Why are you in the work? Why are you here? I've often thought about this, and I thought very much at the time when he said it. I realized that one could get nothing of the work save by wanting it quite genuinely. Certainly, many mixed motives may exist, but nothing is recorded in the memory save through affection. And so no real work memory can arise in a person unless there is affection for it. What you love, you remember. And love never sleeps. Many other sides of us may sleep.